I like Harlem having keeping it Harlem,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe not. I mean,
1 minute to
allegedly,
17. 1 minute to 17. He talk about selling and all of that. All right, so let me see something. Hour 17 or 1 minute and 17? Let me see. No, 1 minute and 17 probably. 34 minutes to 41 minutes. Cam and Mace. Hold on. 5 round. What part of the stream is he talking about it?
Yeah, he's like when the first time he met Dane, like 11, 12. And he was like, something, cat. He's host. Today I got a special guest. Well, you already know this special guest. He stay in the building. He in the building. Mason Camron. And they were saying about I don't know. I want you to really clarify, but it's about Rocafella shares, a part of Rocafella, and I want to be the first one to ask you what's really going on with everything that's been going on in the news, in the media. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the split of Rockefeller, like you selling your shares. I mean, like really break it down. Give us the truth because you always give us the truth. You never hold back. And what you say in your word is bond. So give us the inside. Let us know about it. What's really going on? Do Mason Cameron got it, or I mean, who got it?
well, what I could say is this: in this very moment, they could have it. They might have it. If pause. If you remember, about 2 years ago or however long it was, 2021 or whatever, I was trying to sell my shares at public auction.
I remember that.
And, Jay and Biggs sued me, or had Rockefeller Inc. sue me and say that I was trying to sell all of the shares, just so that people knew that if I tried to sell my one share, that they would hit you with a lawsuit. And then what they did was, and people were, because I've said it, but I guess like CEO talk and boss talk is somewhat of a different language. So when I say, yo, they illegally tried to change bylaws, and I'm saying it publicly, no one's listening. They don't really get it. No one knows the average person doesn't know what a bylaw is. But it's basically the rules that govern the company. And, I'm the CEO of Rockefeller. Everyone's always known that. But what Jay did was pretend to be the CEO of Rockefeller, hire his lawyers on Rockefeller Inc.'s behalf, and sued me. So basically, Jay's lawyers and Biggs's lawyers, but they're Jay's lawyers, were being paid by me. And the money that was generated from Rockefeller Inc.
Whoa. So, is your block? Y'all, you got
Well,
two other cats. Y'all had the block.
we all have our positions on the block. Jay was the rapper.
But
I
I
was the
mean,
CEO.
but you're a crew. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, like we gonna really
Yeah,
keep it
we were a
real.
crew. We were a
Like
crew.
you're a
Yeah.
crew. We gonna keep it gutter. We gonna keep it as everybody say. We gonna stand on business. Like they hired your own team
Well, they used
against
the
you.
money because Rockefeller Inc. owns Reasonable Doubt. So he claimed to be the CEO and sued me on behalf of Rockefeller Inc., but used his lawyers to do Shapiro, right? That's a J lawyer. But Rockefeller Inc. was the one paying the legal fees. So in essence, Jay's using my money to pay his lawyers to sue me about something I did not do. So now, it's,
How can
I
a
know.
motherfucker they try to use the same money I'm bringing in? It's like they're trying to say you're using your own money to
It
sue
was,
you.
it was, it was, it's called, that's like CEO war. It's a different game. So
Sound like Jay is more than just a rapper to me. Sound like he actually understand business.
that's why people understand it. So then, so now, it kind of made it tainted. It made it to where anyone knew because we did the case and it got thrown out, as we saw. But it made it look like every time I try to sell it, they were going to have a lawsuit. And what they did was they had this meeting. Jay didn't show up. The lawyer shows up. Big shows up, doesn't say a word to me. and he proceeds as the CEO, talking about we changing bylaws to where you can't sell your interest unless we all agree. Biggs agrees, and I'm like, yo, first off, you're not the CEO. You're not calling this meeting, and I'm not on the record. This is bullshit. But then they implemented new bylaws that would make it where I couldn't sell it. So at that point, I'm like, so now I gotta go through a lawsuit against Jay and Biggs, but I'm gonna have to fund my own lawsuit. But they're gonna be using their lawyers, but using my money to pay their lawyers.
Yeah, that's the wild shit right
So
there.
I'm like, and honestly, I don't have that much money for legal fees. I'm funding America New with my pocket, not a fund. So I'm not gonna say I threw a case, but I didn't mind losing a case. It didn't look.
Steve says it was good to see the conversation between you and Boyce. Hopefully, we get more streams with you guys soon. That was a solid conversation. I appreciate you, Steve. Florida Panoramic says, you ever thought about interviewing Kai? You talking about Cool Kai? I think it's Kai. You pronounce it Kai? Says, I think it'll be dope. I know you're a sneakerhead. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. No, I've never thought about it. If I did, I will make it exclusive just for the bag chasers. I'm not sure if I will make it public for the general public. Spaces says, all right now, Anton, you can have Sunday nights, but after church hours are mine. Shout out to your work ethic, bro. It's definitely motivational. Shout out to Spaces. I appreciate you for holding me down. So he's saying basically that he threw a case. So is it fair to say that Jay didn't want the other 1/3 of whatever shares that he held in Rocafella, which obviously affects reasonable doubt, to be in the hands of anybody just going to public auction, and so he did what he had to do in order to block the sale of it? Okay, that's basically what I'm interpreting it as. Okay, and that he didn't want to go into a war financially in order to be able to sell it at public auction, and so he basically said, okay, I'm not going to sell it.
Looked like I was trying to win. So I know y'all remember the depositions, and I'm flipping, and I'm going to the courtroom with my dog, and so I lost that case, so I would have a judgment. But I didn't think the judge they were gonna hit me that hard. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that this dude Chris Brown, who I had, the lawyer, who I went through 4 trials with this dude. You know, in 1 year. I knew that, you know, the type of rodent that he is, that he would do anything he could to chase that judgment. So I publicized the case so much about reasonable doubt that, yo, I go get it. If I owe you money, go get it from them. So he basically did all the work. So he went to court and was like, yo, take your shit to auction. And, you know, they were like, and as you notice, you read it in the paper, Jay and Biggs tried to stop that because they didn't want it to go to public auction, because that's what I was trying to do, have it go to public auction. They went back and forth about 6
Shout out to Coach CGA Gang. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams.
times. And, of course, Rocafella Inc., Reasonable Doubt's money is paying for that. And finally, the judge was like, yo, he could sell his interest. Those bylaws that you put in 2021 are not applicable. You can't tell that man he can't
Applicable.
sell his private property, whether it's to pay a bill or whatever. So now I get to take it to auction like I originally wanted to. And it's like I have an order of protection against Jay and Biggs from trying to put a lawsuit on it. And now I can sell it.
It seems like the way that I would have set it up in any business transaction, if I'm a partner in something, is that I would always give myself the first right of refusal. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm in a partnership with somebody in which we start a company or we got a product or whatever like that, and you want to sell out your share in that product, the first thing that I would do is I would implement the first right of refusal to go for me. And then that would also include my ability to be able to match anybody that comes in and try to buy your shares. Because I want the first stab at being able to purchase the product. Now, the way that you can tell that this is bitter, right? The way that you can tell that this is bitter is because in no point of this conversation do I hear him say, hey, I want to, or I offered it to them first, or I offered for them to be able to buy it first. The only thing that I see is him saying that I want to go to public auction or I want to sell my shares. But he's not saying that you know what I'm saying, it's a certain number I wanted to offer to them first. He's just saying, I'm going to sell my shares. And this is, in my opinion, where it starts to get personal because the shit is now personal. It's not just business. It's going beyond business to being more personal. And that's when you start to get the gang fucked up and the money start getting fucked up because, you know, it starts becoming a vendetta towards the person. And I'd rather sell it to them or sell it to them or take it to public auction or anything like that. I would let them go to public auction and then I would just get my money up to make sure that I can bid for my own shit in order to own the other side of it.
To pay this cat whatever the judgment is, it's under $1 million, but who's trying to sell it for $1 million? So now, you know, it's a good opportunity, and I like Harlem having, keeping it at Harlem, you know, and
That shit is personal, bro. This shit is absolutely personal. I like Harlem keeping it Harlem. This shit is personal. This is beyond business, man. This is straight up like this is crazy. It's absolutely nuts. It's crazy. Christ. This nigga said I like Harlem keeping it Harlem. You know how much it means to that dude, bro. This ain't even about money at this point. This ain't got nothing to do with good business. This ain't got nothing to do with money. This is 100% anger. And see, this is why I argue with you niggas. I argue with you niggas all the time, bro. I argue with y'all all the time. Ego, man. Ego, anger, and all of that stuff. It's like a bitter pill to swallow. It's something that's in you that tortures you, that makes it so bad because when you let your animosity, this is why it's good for people to forgive. This is why it's good for people to forgive. Because if you don't forgive, that seed of anger within you will prevent you from getting the best, and you won't be able to move on with your life because you so busy and you so occupied with trying to prove people wrong or going back and forth with somebody and all of that. I don't want to live my life like that, bro. I genuinely don't want to live my life like that. I want to be able to remove how I feel from making a smart decision and just looking at it logically. And I may be passionate about something, but that don't mean that I'm going to prevent myself from being successful just because. That's crazy to me, man.
maybe, maybe not. I mean, you know, allegedly,
Yeah, what it said allegedly.
but like, you know, but the point is that Jay and them can't stop it. Period. Jay and Biggs can't stop it. And that was the whole purpose of making sure that it could go to auction publicly and that, because I don't really want to be a part of it so much anymore. I just want to sell it and fund my other businesses with it.
Get on with. So,
But what I don't understand is why they fought so hard and still fighting for me not to sell it. Like, what's the big deal?
That's the question I wanted to ask. Like, okay, you suing me.
Why won't anybody ask him the pertinent question? Why won't you sell it back to Jay? That's the question. Nobody is asking the question. Ask him the question. Why won't you sell it back to Jay? Fuck the bullshit. Skip all of the insinuation, the allegedly, the hypotheticallys, and all of this shit, and beating around the bush and all of that. Why won't you just sell it back to him You benefit as far as being able to get the money. He benefit because now he can get something that he worked hard on. See, this is, and then we want to talk about culture vultures. Man, it be your own fucking people, bro. It be your own people. They look, fuck culture vultures. The people that's gonna prevent you from really being able to get the stuff that's meaningful to you is the very ones that sit next to you. They don't give a fuck about no money, nigga. They will torpedo themselves in order to be able to burn you. They will torpedo themselves in order to burn you. Meanwhile, they'll be talking about how other motherfuckers shouldn't own people masters and all culture vultures and shit. Man, that shit is all ego, man. That shit is 100% ego. That's why, man, fuck that. Put it all on paper. I'm not aligning with people based off of identity politics. I ain't going based off of how long we've been cool. Nah, man, I need that paperwork. We're gonna do this business right. We're gonna get this shit right, and we're gonna do it 100% the way that we're gonna do it. And whatever we agree to on paper, that's what we're gonna roll with. But man, I'm telling you, bro, it's all ego, bro. It's all 100% ego.
Your friends that used to hustle.
Yeah. That's
and it's
what
a
I'm
lie.
saying.
It's a lie.
You're suing me.
Yeah.
You're using my money to sue me. You're basically showing me that you don't want to have anything to do with me. We don't want to be.
No,
in
you just
business.
don't want me to get no money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But if they don't want to do anything, you're not doing any more projects, you're not coming up with any more things, why not just go ahead and sell it and say, let's be done with it? Like, what do you think that they're holding on to?
I don't know. Well, if you notice, Reasonable Doubt's not heavily promoted. There's no real merch other than like when Biggs came home and did a Reasonable Doubt thing. Didn't call me about it. I didn't get $1 from it. But, you know, he doesn't promote it. I think, you know, I don't know. It's hard to make money from that asset if he's not marketing it. And also, if you notice, if you go to Reasonable Doubt right now, under the copyright, it will say S. Carter, but it should say Rocafella Inc. So I don't know. They're going so hard for me not to sell it that I'm thinking, like, did they get a loan against it and not tell me, or did he sell it or not? I don't know. Did he leverage it? But I just wish that if there was a play like that, they'd just call me. But they doing anything they can so that it can't be sold. But now the judge is like, yo, dead that. So he can't stop it from being sold. So yeah, if I sell anything over the judgment, I keep.
So
it's like a real auction.
Yeah, it's a real auction. That's arguably, you know, hands down one of the best albums that the hip hop history has ever heard or ever seen. So do you think it has any, you know, sentimental value to where they're like, yo, nah, we not selling it or
whatever, man?
But I mean that is an album that
Dame don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck. He don't care about no sentiment. It's whatever, man. It's whatever. It's just whatever. He know it ain't making no money. All of that. He like whatever, bro. I don't give a fuck.
You guys all put the money up, and so that's what got me so bewildered because you put your money in, he put his money in. Like I should be able to do whatever I want. Like why would you hold me against doing what I want if I put my money up? And I look at it and I see it's a lot of times why
they've been fucking my money up for years, bro. Like, every time I'm about to make a sale, he does something. He did it with Rockware. We're about to sell it. And then he makes an announcement that he's not going to be a part of Rockware, that he's doing S. Carter, so it fucked the sale up. But I would have made $40 million off that. Tommy Hilfiger was about to buy it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Remember we had Armadale way before Ciroc?
Vodka, yeah.
But we have a vodka, but then he goes and does an ad with Belvedere. And I'm like, well, how would you do an ad with Belvedere? We have our own.
See, and that's what. Okay, see how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? If those that are still on the
who was the interviewer? Have y'all heard the interviewer before? I don't know him.
Streets. Then, if you understand the lingo, then let me break it down to you. So basically, we all hustled together. You got money together, but y'all don't want to see me get no money. But you're not fucking with me. And I mean, like. In the streets, we call that hate. I'm gonna keep it $1 with you.
If you ask somebody, I'm the one hating. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna just keep it $1 with you because over the years they have always tried to portray you as the villain when it comes to the business of Rocafella or any type of business, you know what I'm saying? But from what I see and from what I've seen, you think 10 years ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
You're not, and you've always preached of put my own dough up. I'm gonna put my own money up, and it's a better feeling. And you have been doing that. So I just don't understand if you're doing everything yourself. Why do cats want to hate and not see you make no money?
You said that's a music artist. His name is let me see, Greg G. I don't know who he is. He might be super successful. Greg G. Greg G. The Golden Child. Is that his name? That's not him. Who is Greg G? I don't know him. Only thing I'll see him on is this American New Network. I don't see nothing from him. I don't know who he is. Y'all saying that he an artist. I don't know who he is. I'll do some research later, I guess.
If you're not hurting them, and I'm not in your fucking lane.
More than likely, so they could get the credit for the things that I do. You understand what I mean? So, you know, I set certain businesses up, and people want to run off with them. It always happens like that. You know, I think it's a dude trait. But neither here nor there. I'm just celebrating the fact that I can freely sell it, and that I have the option to sell it to Cam and Mep and Mase, and I'm not saying that I haven't. I'm saying I like the way I like to pass the torch, you know, and I like what they've done. They didn't fold. Cam and Mase, they from Harlem. We all came up together, and it would be fun to see them running Rocafella Inc.
Yeah.
And you know, you remember there was always that vice president thing.
Yeah, that vice president thing.
I'm Cam. Now you could be the CEO.
For real, for real.
And it ain't shit they could say about it.
Not a damn.
Not zero.
That's crazy to me. The Do Better podcast with Theo Coop. Shout out to Do Better podcast with Theo Coop. Says random, but I caught you back and forth with Boyce about the Kaz disrespect after his passing. You were 100% right. I made some videos about it when it happened, and I emailed you the receipts. Shout out to the Do Better podcast with Theo Coop. Thank you, my friend, for holding me down. Yeah, I mean, once I get my shit off and once we have a conversation, I don't have nothing else negative to say about you. Now, I can't speak for anybody else. I don't know what his conversations is like with anybody else. All I know is when me and him chopped it up, and we chopped it up face to face, and we jumped on a live stream together, and we got our thoughts off, and we apologized to each other at the end and said that we was gonna move forward. As far as I'm concerned, that shit is dead. So I told him what I thought. He told me what he thought. It's not a matter of agreeing or disagreeing. Is that we came to a conclusion, and we keeping it moving. So I don't have nothing negative to say about Boyce. Now that doesn't mean that if he has an opinion on something that I may not react to it, agree or disagree. But in a general sense, I don't feel no type of way about Boyce. I don't agree with him on a lot of things still. But I don't feel no type of way about him because we talked about what we talked about. So shout out to you. I appreciate you. JP says, AD, you fried Boyce on his own live today. Salute. We was just having a conversation. Steve says, Dame said Jay offered him 1.5 and he wanted more. Brutally honest, good bread says, the enemy is in your own household. That's all on all levels, family, friendship. Salute AD, much respect for Mr. Goodbread in the righteous fear. Shout out to Mr. Goodbread, brutally honest, Goodbread. I appreciate you, fam, and thank you for holding me down. And you know what I'm saying, showing some love. Make sure y'all go and check out these people's platforms that support the platform because they absolutely have good platforms, and I support all content creators.
We have an order of protection, a police escort that I can sell that shit for whatever I want. They can't stop me as long as this dickhead pause is paid, Chris. You know what I'm saying? The judgment, and the rest is me. So, you know, but again, even if like somebody else wants it, you know, I'm gonna lean toward my niggas. But again, allegedly.
Yeah,
What would he
allegedly.
do? But they, it's just fun to see us years later in this sort of position of power that I could just be like, yo, y'all want that? And they could just go get it, pause. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think that's something that
Or
everybody in
I
the
could,
world wants.
and I like that when like right now I'm in my own studio. You remember, you see, we FaceTime him and they in their studio.
For some funny interactions.
We always gonna be Harlemish about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they add value to it. I'm not gonna say they don't. You know what I mean?
No, I think they're real genuine with it just by the relationship and the respect.
So basically, he confirming that he sold it to Mase. I mean, he's confirming it without officially confirming it, which Mase and Camron basically already said, and he's basically saying that it's theirs, and so they own a third, the 1/3 of it, and they going from there. Let me see the rest of
You
this.
guys have. That's why, and
Well,
the way I look at that project, I say that would be the Mona Lisa picture of rap. Reasonable doubt.
and I could bring the whole Harlem in to take control. Why not? Why not let Harlem do what Harlem got to do?
Hey, man.
But
It's a Harlem season.
And for me, it's like, honestly, I want to move on with my life. I got America New. We have our own network, Blue Rock Music Group. You've been here. You're seeing all this music. I'm doing a television network, but we just made about 16 dope different albums with different artists, all live instrumentation from all over the country.
And they're the next up.
They next up. So it's almost like, for me, it's like I'm gonna we putting out a single this week, Punch You in Your Face, with Nicolette and my man Wes Barnett and his
Shout
daughter.
out to West, man. Shout out to West, man.
And it's funny, right? I get to go to a public auction. That doesn't even, that's what it is. But and nobody will get that except unless you know what I'm saying. And we're putting out, a single and albums, every month, every week. So from then we got Redemption, then we got the Trip Summit, we got Micah Da Vinci, then we got Christian Vay, we got Booster.
I don't know who these people are. Is it another part of this that I need to review? Is it another part of this that I need to review? I just want to know, so that I can go from there. I want to make sure that I got the entire context before I give my little insignificant and irrelevant opinion. If there is another part of this and if not, then we can move on. 34 minutes to 41 minutes. All right, where's the 34-minute mark?
It's Vlad. It's all of them combined. It's like they have little meetings, like, well, how we gonna stop Dame? But the thing about it is, love protects me. And if you notice, every time someone tries to say something bad about me, to me, something good happens. Because
36 minutes. 36 minutes to 41 minutes. All right, let's go to the 36-minute mark. Not 34, 36.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a mental and physical exposure there. Like, you could get mad and get cute, and you don't want to do that. You're not going to be able to calm me verbally. You're just going to have to deal with what you did or what make it make sense. That's why I'm like, yo, y'all took me to court. Y'all didn't even call me before you took me to court. Just tell me why.
We could have had a combo.
What's that combo going to look? Oh, I just wanted to stop you from making money. Like, what could be or like I said, I hope they didn't get a loan against it. That's the type of shit that Trump just got in trouble for inflating the value and getting loans against things and inflating the value. You get a big fine for that. But I don't know why they did that. But I really was like, yo, y'all really taking me to court? So I would love to know, Steve Stout, why you did what you did. Leor, why you did what you did. Jay, why you did what you did. Irv, why you say what you say and do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
And I would think
so many others. I would love to have a manly conversation.
I would think after so many years that conversation should be, up on the table, up for grabs.
I just think it's because I didn't deserve it. All I did was help everybody. Or, like I said, if you see me yelling at people and they said, "Damn, Al," you've only seen me yelling at administrators, people trying to hurt my culture. That's all you saw highlight flicks of me is getting at Kev Lyles or yelling at Julie Greenwald or yelling at someone that's actually trying to take out. You don't see me yelling at Jay or Kanye or beefing with
Yeah, the dry snitching is wild, but we I ain't even gonna mention that yet. We'll get to that. I want to hear the whole thing.
nobody. I might tease Clue here and there, but you never saw me like really going ham on no artist. I
No, I
was
think
going ham on people that were trying to take advantage of artists.
and now that I think about it, I've really never ever seen you really argue with no. You're right.
You've been
Damn.
around me. Look how I treat artists. I
Yeah,
protect them.
we
I
have
make
a
sure
great
they eat well.
we have
I
a
tell,
great time.
right? That's what I don't
We have
do.
a great
But you know
time.
what'll happen? Somebody will come around my back, offer them $5 million, and tell them to hate me, and that's what they'll do.
Let me get Slimmy up here. What's up, Slimmy?
What up, bro?
Chilling.
Hey,
Bro.
man.
What do you think about this?
I know you don't like Dame,
It's not that I don't like him. I just don't. This bitter shit is
but
crazy, bro.
but I
How
do
come niggas
understand.
can't just go on and why
Yeah,
it
I
gotta
understand.
be they give him 5 million and tell him to hate me? Like I just don't think that a nigga is that important for somebody. It's just fucking
I
crazy.
understand your perspective because you in business. You do business like this. But I also see Dame's perspective because he's a loyal dude. You know what I'm saying? And the problem with people
He's
like
loyal
him,
to
like,
himself.
well, he's loyal to people that's loyal to him too, though. You know what I'm saying? Once you cross him,
Okay, I'm gonna let you get your thoughts
what
off. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you say.
once you cross him, and he thinking you family, now you the enemy. You
Okay,
know what I'm
cool.
saying?
So what about the people that felt like he crossed them? Because here's the difference. Outside of Steve Stout, nobody says anything about Dame.
Yeah,
Nobody says anything about Dame. Like nobody is going around doing a bunch of interviews saying anything about Dame. Jay don't say nothing about Dame. Biggs don't say nothing about Dame. They're living their life.
well, you
So
know why?
because see, listen, we're only getting it from one perspective. We only getting it from the dude that's running around on every other platform. Shout out to MC Heavy Tits. I appreciate you, baby girl. We only getting it from one perspective of a guy that's telling one side of the story. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? The other guys ain't running around putting out all of their personal business to the general public. How do we
well,
know that everything that he's saying is 100% exactly what it is?
that I don't know, but you do have context clues that everybody else is telling the same story as well. Kanye's telling the same story. Beans has told the same story.
Steve
Rewind.
Stout ain't. Steve Stout telling a different story. But more
Steve
importantly,
Stout
it
still.
don't matter. But listen, it don't matter about what Beans and fucking Kanye is saying. The three people that matter the most is only one person that's talking. Biggs, Jay, Dame. Dame is the only person talking.
Yeah, because Biggs and Jay, they still,
But it doesn't
you know,
mean. But what I'm saying is, it's always listen. If a guy come to me and he says, and I had this conversation with people on a regular basis, completely unrelated to this. If a guy come to me and he says, "Hey man, Anton, yeah man, my baby mama, I had to get rid of her." For whatever reason, I think that her story is going to be a little bit different than his story, and then it's going to be the truth somewhere in there in the middle. I don't think it's only going to go one way.
no, I agree with that. I agree with that completely. But if you go back and you just study the history behind Jay, it's always this. The people that he like disowns people that actually helped him. You know what I'm saying? He just disowned them and
Then how come?
just get
How come?
Smith Bleak.
All of the no. How come
Oh,
all of
hold
the
on.
people that he originally Tata, all of them people? How come they still? How come he don't disown under them?
I don't. It's only well. Let's
Because you
see.
can't just say that. Because
You
all of
know,
the people that he originally knew is rocking with him.
uh I don't know about that because Jazzo's not rocking with him.
Jazzo was hold on. You just skipped over the whole Emery, Tata. None of them dudes traded against him. How come we not adding them into the conversation?
I don't ever hear them speak, and I don't know.
Right, because they not talking. Like they just winning.
But I don't ever see them on platforms though either. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
they
I've
not
seen.
chatty patties.
You might be right, but I mean, I've seen Jazzo on platforms, and he's speaking on things, and it don't. It just sounds kind of shady.
What's
You know what
shady?
I'm? It just the whole thing. First off, the name. You know what I'm saying? He claims that the nigga just took his image and style and ran with it.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know if that's true or not.
Come
I
on.
wasn't around. I'm just saying.
Come
It's
on,
obvious
man. Is this what we
he had,
doing?
no. I'm
We
just saying
talking
like
about business, doing good business, right? As far as, yo, do I owe you anything? Because a
nah.
lot
I'm
of these
talking about.
niggas is grown fucking men that need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And for some reason, they feel like this nigga owed them something.
Well, the thing is though, that shit is so these guys aren't necessarily just speaking on the business of things. They're speaking on their relationship as well. You could tell that's why it becomes personal because they had a relationship or they thought they had a relationship and it was
How
a
long are
two-way.
relationships supposed to last?
Now that I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like that, I don't know. But when all
That's
right,
all I'm
so
asking. How long are relationships supposed to last?
well, if you think someone is your friend and y'all coming up together and y'all done made it, well,
I
you
got
think it's
friends
gonna be
that I'm still cool with high school, but that don't mean that we still do. That don't mean that we still in touch and contact and shit like that. I moved in a different direction. They moved in a different direction. I don't owe them nothing.
was y'all doing business though?
Yeah, some of us.
Okay, so did the business go left?
No. It was just we all did okay, and then we kept it moving.
Well, no one's complaining. They ain't got
But
nothing
no,
bad to
some
say.
people can come back and say, "But Anton, you blew the fuck up." You know what I'm saying? Whatever's
Are
going
are
on.
they saying that though?
How come you ain't taking me with you?
Are they saying that though?
No, they not.
That's a different. Then that's a different
Because I don't
scenario.
owe them nothing though.
Okay, so let me say this: are y'all still in the same type of business, doing the
No,
same type of thing?
no,
Oh, okay, so different then. So then
yeah.
it's different. So then it's a totally different scenario. But
But the point is that I like listen. we moved in different directions. If they would, if and some of them is super successful too, right? Some of them just regular, some of them super successful. But I don't feel like they owe me nothing because I may have gave them a leg up or some visibility or you know what I'm saying, help them with their marketing plan or whatever like that. That don't mean that they owe me nothing. I did that off the strength. I did that off of love. I did that because we was cool. Now I
I,
can't come back and say, "Hey man, you blew up. Why you ain't looking out for me?" What do you mean? That's they shit.
no, I agree with you there. But Dame and Jay are still in the same business, damn near. And if you
How?
listen, they're still in the music industry. They're still both in the music industry. They still
Oh no no. Oh,
create.
you talking about are they in are me and my old friends in the some of us are still in a similar industry? Absolutely. In the
Oh,
industry itself, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, that's
Are we in the
well,
same business? Like, are we business partners? Absolutely not.
no. No, I just mean the same industry. That's my fault.
What up, love is the
But yeah,
word.
so then that
Man,
well,
honestly, bro, I don't know, man. Like, listen. It's been people that I believe that we did bad business, right? And that I felt like I got done dirty or I caught the bad end of the deal. Could I have went after them? 100%, 1,000%. Did I? No, because I don't give a fuck. Because see me, I'm like, you know what? They are what they are. I am what I am. Let them do their thing. If they that good, then then they could compete with me.
mm,
If they that good, then let them compete with me. Fuck it.
mm.
I don't even give a fuck about what I built or what it is that we did together and anything like that. I don't give a fuck. I'm so busy focused on me that I'm not worried about what these niggas is doing. I'm just on some listen. If you that good, then do it again. If it was you and it wasn't me, because I know it was me, then do it again. Or compete
I
with me. Or show me how
no, I
good you
feel that.
are.
I feel
I'm
that
not
1,000.
I'm not tripping off of that shit. Like I'm just on some, as a matter of fact, I'm so not tripping off of it that I even had a conversation with niggas and I'm like, listen, God bless you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't never gonna be nothing personal, none of that shit. Like, God bless you. I hope you niggas do well. Have a good time. Because I'm definitely gonna run it up on my side. I ain't tripping. I don't give a fuck. Like I forgave niggas. I forgave niggas so much that I left so much on the fucking table.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
I
So
left it
once
on the
you
table. I didn't give a fuck.
so once you moved on, you ain't never stopped. You ain't never stopped nobody from getting no money though.
Hell
No,
no. Why would I?
not in your,
Because I
that's
don't
not
give
that's
a
not
fuck.
that's
But
not
but
in your
I but I
character.
could have, because it was rightfully mine.
Right, but that's not in your character.
But I wouldn't have been wrong if I would have went for what's rightfully mine.
Oh, I see where you're going.
You
I
see what
see
I'm
where you
saying?
see where you're going. I
The
see where
point
you're
of the
going.
matter, the point of the matter is that I just don't give a fuck. Like I'm so focused on me that I'm not tripping on what other niggas is doing.
And that might be Dame's problem.
I'd rather spend more time talking on me than I am talking about, you know what I'm saying, of what niggas is doing to me.
That might be Dame's problem. That might be his problem. He cared too much. He cared too much.
And for me, it's like, listen, I have to make a decision. And my decision from the business perspective is this. I could spend time and money and resources going after you, or I could spend time, money, and resources on continuing to build me. And so
Hmm.
I chose the latter. And ain't no love lost. Ain't no problems, ain't no issues. It's just keep it moving.
I might have to agree with you there. Maybe Dame is he's spending too much time dwelling in the past and
Well,
think.
think about it. He him mentioning what he got going on is an afterthought to what him mentioning and spending his time talking about the shit that, you know what I'm saying, the shit in the past.
Hmm. Yeah, that could be what's holding him back. He don't sound healthy though either. So I don't know what's going on. He got a crazy ass cough, like on this video you
Oh,
showed me.
Dave?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know nothing about his health. I don't know no shit about that. What's wrong with him? He got health problems?
No, I don't know. He just sound like that cough like he got, man. It just and his voice, it just sound crazy now.
He might just have a cold.
Nah, he sound like this every interview.
Do
You ain't
he?
notice that? Yeah, his voice wasn't like this raspy before.
I don't
His,
know. Mm-mm.
yeah, like when he was coughing, man, like that sounded kind of crazy, man.
Well, I hope he live a long life. I don't want nothing to happen to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
I hope
don't.
he
I
ain't no.
don't want to wish. Two things I don't wish on a nigga. I don't wish jail, and I don't wish death on a nigga.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't believe in that.
And, oh, three things. I don't wish jail. I don't wish jail, death, and I don't wish a nigga to go broke either. I think people should have a right to be able to feed their family, regardless of whether or not you got a agreement with them. So,
Yeah, always got to be able to hold yourself
yeah,
down.
yeah.
People.
I may disagree with you fundamentally, but I ain't never gonna disagree with your ability to feed your family and no shit like that. So,
Hell no. But no, you might have me looking at things a different way. I mean, I always feel like Dame is always outspoken, but he seems as if he's a genuine person.
yeah.
And and then when you take things personal, and I know that because I take stuff personal. When you take things
Do
personal,
you, Slimmy?
yeah, I take things personal, man. Hell yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's because I show so much love to people. You
What do
know,
you mean
like
by you take stuff personal? What does that mean by you take stuff personal?
so say if it's a situation where uh where I feel like I'm showing someone love, and I do things just because just do things just out of the generosity of my heart.
Hmm.
You know, so later down the road, you know, you act like you don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? Like in a public setting, like I'm gonna take that shit personal. I ain't gonna lie. Like
Really? Why?
because I feel like if I extend my hand and I shake your hand, like publicly, I fuck with you behind closed doors too. Like I'm not gonna ever shake nobody hand who I don't rock with ever. I've never done that, and I never will. I'm never gonna do that. I don't do no fake shit. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you 1,000%. So I don't ever expect anyone to treat me a certain way if I'm telling you and I rock with you. Like I just like once you cross a certain boundary with me, I don't like that shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest. But that's like part of the reason why I'm not in the music industry though too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because I just take things too personal, man. Like and a lot of times shit is business with people. And it's never personal.
Nah, you got to remove that. You got to remove your perspective about the personal side. In my opinion, you got to remove the personal from the business.
Yeah, and that might be my motherfucking problem.
Because if you can't remove the personal, then it's going to be difficult for you to evolve from a business perspective.
Yeah, because a lot of people they told me I was loyal to a fault, and like some of the people that I was loyal to, they just they weren't moving the right way, and I was just and I wouldn't release them,
Yeah,
and it gave me some problems later on. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
just gotta learn
I
how.
got you. Got to let that junk go, bro.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to just be like, hey, fuck it, it's business. Just because you shake somebody's hand, it don't mean that it's genuine from on their end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I just
remove it. I just remove my thoughts and my perspective toward people, and I focus 100% on the growth side of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I just gotta move different, and that's Dame. That this is exactly what Dame's issue is. But he's dealing with a way larger scale of things. Plus, I feel like I also know Dame. I'm pretty sure Dame is. He might be racist. He might be. Yeah, yeah. I know he don't like. I don't know he don't like them people. I know he don't. I
Yeah,
know he
I
don't.
don't have none of that in my heart, bro. I don't have none of that for people. I think the extent of it for me is that I have a list of the things that I want to accomplish based off of the things that I've said that people said that I couldn't do.
Mm,
But it's not towards them personally. It just motivates me to continue to push. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I can't because I feel like that stifles my blessings.
mm. It's a good point, man. You ain't never too old to learn, even though I'm a couple years older than you.
Yeah, I mean, it do I feel like it slow me down because if I give energy towards that, then it's taking my energy out towards the things that I need to be putting towards. You know what I'm saying? The success part.
Mm.
So I can't
Yeah,
I can't give energy towards stuff that's not adding value into my life.
I'm about to take that with me, man. You
Yeah,
always got some wisdom,
yeah, man.
especially.
You got to look at it. You got to look at everything like stoic from a business perspective, and not letting that emotion, you know what I'm saying, ruin your opportunities.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see this change. I ain't gonna be old. I ain't gonna be old enough to not see the change in me.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
that we ain't old enough to
yeah.
see the change.
All right, Slimmy, let me get out of here.
All right, Brody.